Hello everybody and welcome to Fire Force episode 2 anime review. Less like epic this week and more like somber. Like think about the consequences of your actions. That kind of thing. That's what happened this week. It's an anime review, I don't know if I said that. I'm saying it now. Anime review. Hello. Yeah, I'm enjoying this show. This is definitely up there in my favourite shows this season. It's pretty damn good. I should do like a list, like favourite shows from the summer 2019 season. I might do that actually. We'll put it on the back burner, but for right now, let's talk about this episode, because this episode, as I said, less actiony, more somber-y. But let's start at the beginning, go through like normal. So we begin with Blonde Guy. At this point, didn't know his name, he was just Blonde Guy. He arrives at the cathedral and he's like, can't wait to do this. Then we go to Shinra, talking to the captain about the rookie games competition. It's a tournament arc already. I guess, maybe. I don't know. I've not read the manga. I don't know anything. But yeah, then he meets up with the blonde guy, Shinra that is. And the blonde guy knows who he is. He's like, I've come to slay a devil. Whooshang. And he's got a sword. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, then we go to the girls on the roof playing with a small fire pet thing. I don't know what to call it. It had a name. It was like Stuffy or something. I don't remember what it is. I didn't write it down. It's playing with the small fire thing. Shinra and the blonde guy, whose name is Arthur, we find out in a minute, bust onto the roof fighting. And they're like sort of like rivals, like friendly rivals, but sometimes they're not so friendly and sometimes they're not so rivalry. They're friendly rivals. Let's go with that. But yeah, then Glasses comes up. He's like, "What are you doing?" Kills the fire pet thing. Cold blood. He's like, "No playing with fire." And then he says basically, you two, we've got to see what you can do, Shinra and Arthur. So you're going to fight Maki right now. Let's do it. Ding, 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 ring the bloody bell. So the two of them team up, although not really, they don't work together at all. And because they don't have the experience in combat that Maki has, they don't fare too well. Then Arthur and Shinra both individually call her an ogre. And they pay for that. Not as much as I was expecting them to pay for it, but they do pay for it. They both, I liked the kind of funny thing I liked, they both gave up, but they were both like, well, if you give up, then I've got to quit too, you know. They didn't say it themselves, they were like, well, you got to do it. Like this is just a rival thing, that's fine. And then they go and eat with the captain afterwards, and they train with the weapons, just a little daily life bits, basically. Not too important, but I thought I'd mention it all the same. But while they're training with their weapons, the axe thing, it's like a fire axe that shoots fire, I guess. A fire axe flamethrower. I guess that's what it is. Sure, we don't really see it in action, but it's all well and good. While they're doing that, the fire alarm goes off. The, infernal alarm. Go get out there, soldier. Go deal with the problem. And that's what they're about to do in just a minute. So, yeah, thumbs up. So they're in the truck on the way to the problem, the fire, infernal. And the captain tells them, hide your weapons in your jacket or whatever, never show them in public. Which I thought was just going to be a throwaway line. Comes back into play very soon. So the infernal is the father of some girl whose mother also infernaled. So poor girl, she's cursed. But yeah, then they had the weapons out in front of the house where there were people around. Captain pulls them to the side and he's like, I just said not to do that. And he's like, here's why you do it. We are killing them. We're killing people here. It's gonna, if you see the weapons, it's gonna bother the people, the survivors of the, the relatives or whatever. And they were like, oh, you know what? You make a good point. We should not do that. And then mysterious stranger in the crowd makes fire make a face at them. Like, so he's obviously like the bad guy, fire magician man. I don't know what to call him. But he like, what's the word? Taunts them with a face of fire, I guess. So I guess he's going to be the big old bad guy, at least for an early arc, I assume. So they enter the house, the squad, and they see the infernal just sitting at the table. It's not like a big hulking behemoth, it's just a guy with a fiery face at this point. His clothes are still intact and everything, so I guess it's like not as strong as an infernal, I don't know my lore. But then Arthur's like, I'm going to do it. And there's not even like a big old fight with it. It doesn't like see the weapon and transform. It just gets stabbed and dies. Like it was like, oh, okay. And then explosions start going off caused by the guy outside, the evil guy. I assume anyway. And Captain almost gets crushed. but he recovers the photo, the family photo, to give to the girl, which he does, and gives her some words of encouragement. She has a little bit of a cry, obviously, because she's got no parents anymore. That kind of sucks. But yeah, then afterwards we go to Shinra and Arthur rooming, and they both can't sleep because they're reflecting on the day's events and like, you know what, we got to help people. It's what we do. And then they're getting on better now. Is kind of where we end. They're just talking to each other instead of sleeping. They're gonna be tired in the morning. But yeah, they're getting on better. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna fluctuate between them getting on quite well and then we're rivals. Damn it, we're gonna fight now. I think it's gonna fluctuate like that. But you know, fine. I'm fine with a rival character. No problem. It feels really soon. Like you got introduced in the second episode. Why didn't they just introduce him at the beginning as well? It's like I'm nitpicking here because I'm trying to think of. I really like this show. I think it's pretty top, actually. I like the fire. It's really nice looking. Yeah, I've done a lot of thumbs up today. My thumb's getting tired. Yeah, like this episode. Like the more somber take on it. Again, it feels quite soon to be doing a somber take, but establish it early. You know, why not? Especially because I'm assuming most of it is going to be high action battles against these fire monsters instead of just this, you know, more somber tone. I mean, it could do both. It could do both. I'll be happy with it. Of course, I don't want it to half-ass it. They're going to do both. They're going to do both well. So, and so far, I'm fine with it. 2 episodes in, I'm having a good time. Like I said before, I like the cast. Arthur is an interesting character to introduce. Don't particularly hate him, so that's a good start. The Night King joke, I'm sure, won't get repetitive at all. Especially if they keep it going for 24 episodes, I'm sure it won't get on my nerves. So hopefully they don't play that up too much and drive it into the ground. But otherwise, yeah, I got no real complaints so far. I don't know what the overall opinion of this show is. I don't look at that stuff. I don't let other people's opinions affect my own. Like if I enjoy something, I'm going to enjoy it. So that's what's happening here, definitely. Let me know what you thought about the episode and everything, and about the show in general. Yeah, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.